God says, Archangel Michael says this is very serious, and Jesus is begging for you, only you, not for anyone else, because tonight something heavy and unavoidable is written in the heavens, and at 10:15 p.m. there is a line drawn in your destiny. If you leave this, you will cry so much, you will regret ignoring it, and your heart will ache because the chance of this divine intervention will not repeat itself. This is why God Himself moved the angels. This is why Archangel Michael is weeping. This is why Jesus is bending down and whispering your name with tears, because they know how close the shadow has come to you, and how fast the hourglass is pouring its last grains of sand. You think you have time, but heaven is screaming that you do not. The warning has been repeated, the signs have appeared around you, you have felt the uneasiness in your heart, the sudden chills in the night, the strange silence in your spirit when you look at the clock and notice how it always seems to stop you, how it points to the same time again and again, and this is not a coincidence. Heaven does not waste signs. My child, you must understand that what is being revealed to you now is not meant to frighten you but to prepare you. The truth is so sharp that it could cut through every layer of denial, and yet God still speaks with mercy. Archangel Michael has fought battles that you cannot imagine, battles where the fate of your very soul was weighed in the balance, and now he comes not with sword raised but with hands trembling because you have been chosen for something that cannot be ignored. The warning is not for your neighbor, not for the world, not for the crowd, it is for you. It is your name that was spoken in the courts of heaven, it is your destiny that was laid open before the throne, and Jesus Himself arose, tears in His eyes, begging the Father that you would hear this message in time. Tonight at 10:15 p.m. is not just an hour, it is a spiritual gate, and what passes through it will either strengthen your life or break it completely. You are standing at the edge. Do you not feel the trembling of your heart even as you read this? That is not random emotion. That is your soul recognizing the voice of heaven. You know deep down that what is written here carries the fire of truth because already you can feel the weight pressing in, the urgency rising like a storm. God says this is serious, and the one mistake you cannot afford to make is to delay. Delay is the enemy of destiny. Delay is the thief of miracles. Delay is what Satan uses to blind your eyes just long enough for him to snatch away what was meant for you. That is why Jesus is begging, that is why Archangel Michael is crying because they see what delay will cost you, and they do not want you to taste that bitterness. Tonight at 10:15 p.m., there is a door opening. It will either be a door of deliverance or a door of sorrow depending on how you respond now. Heaven has decreed that you cannot stay neutral anymore. The choices you make today will echo through your tomorrow. If you shrug this away, if you tell yourself maybe later, you will cry more than you have ever cried because you will watch something you love slip through your fingers and you will not be able to hold it. But if you respond, if you take this as the lifeline that it is, the tears you would have shed will be transformed into tears of joy because God is not warning you to destroy you. He is warning you to save you. Do you know why the time was marked so clearly, 10:15 p.m.? Because heaven does not play with vague ideas. Heaven gives precision when the matter is urgent. That is the very hour when something that has been hidden from you will come to the surface, when a secret enemy will attempt to finish what they started, when a hidden plot will reach its climax. They have been planning behind your back, smiling in your face but working against you in the dark, and God who sees all things has exposed it in His mercy. He is saying, my child, if you open your eyes now, if you obey my voice now, you will not fall into the snare. But if you dismiss this, if you laugh it off, then the snare will close and the tears will be unstoppable. Jesus says, I begged the Father for you. I stood in the gap when judgment wanted to sweep through. I held back the tide, but now the moment has come, and you must choose to listen. Do you hear the love in that? Do you feel the depth of sacrifice in His begging? The Savior of the world, the King of Kings, lowered Himself to plead for you personally. That is not ordinary. That is not casual. That is how much heaven values you, how much you matter in the eternal design. Archangel Michael says, this is very serious, my sword is drawn, but I cannot protect you if you refuse to step under the covering of God. You must choose. And God Himself says, I am exposing what is hidden so that you are not destroyed with the destroyers. Look around you. Remember the strange heaviness you felt this week. Remember the dream that disturbed you and you brushed aside. Remember the voice in your conscience that told you not to trust that one person, and you silenced it. Remember the way your heart raced suddenly without reason. These were not accidents. These were the whispers of heaven trying to prepare you for this exact message. Tonight at 10:15 p.m., the truth will be undeniable, and if you are not anchored in God, it will overwhelm you. That is why this message is being delivered before the time to give you one final chance. Do not underestimate the power of tears. Heaven weeps because it sees what you do not. Michael is not just any angel. He is the captain of the heavenly armies. He does not cry easily, but tonight his cry shakes the heavens because he knows the danger pressing in on you. Jesus is not begging for crowds. He is begging for you because only you are in this precise situation, only you are standing at this gate of destiny. God is not giving this warning to many. He is giving it to one, and that one is you. If you leave this, if you delay, if you say, maybe later, the very thing that could have been avoided will hit you, and you will cry so much, and your soul will be wounded, and you will remember this moment with regret. But if you open your heart, if you believe, if you pray and align yourself with God now, then tonight will not be the night of sorrow. It will be the night of divine reversal. The very thing the enemy plotted against you will backfire, the trap will close on the trapper, and you will walk free while your enemies stumble. You have cried many times before, but the tears of regret are the heaviest tears a soul can carry. God does not want that for you. He is giving you a way out. He is saying, my child, listen, take this seriously, for this is your moment. Do not ignore the shaking in your spirit. Do not ignore the urgency in this voice. Do not ignore the time marked so clearly. Do not ignore the weeping of Michael and the begging of Jesus. For when heaven bends so low, it is because the earth is trembling with something heavy. This is why I tell you now, pray. Lift your heart to God even as you finish these words. Say, Father, I will not ignore you. I receive your warning. Remember me in the blood of Jesus. Send Michael to guard me. Let no snare trap me tonight. Turn every sorrow into joy. If you pray this with sincerity, heaven will stand still for you. The very thing that was meant to crush you will turn into a testimony of God's protection. But if you close this and walk away, thinking you have time, then 10:15 p.m. will come and the sorrow will fall and you will remember the voice that tried to warn you and you will cry so much because you will know that heaven begged you and you refused. Do not let that be your story. God has set life and death before you. Choose life. Choose to listen. Choose to believe. Choose to open this with your heart. You are chosen. That is why you are reading this. Out of millions, it was your name heaven spoke. Out of countless souls, it was your destiny heaven fought for. Do not despise the gift. Do not despise the mercy. Tonight at 10:15 p.m., let it be the hour of breakthrough, not the hour of tears. God says this is very serious. Archangel Michael says his sword is drawn. Jesus is begging for you, only you. Take this seriously, my child. Take it before it is too late. God says, Archangel Michael says this is very serious and the heavens cannot wait any longer to tell you. Jesus himself is bending low tonight, his heart trembling with urgency, his eyes filled with pleading tears, because this message is not for anyone else but for you, only you. This moment has been written into the eternal books, marked with fire in the heavenly scrolls, and when the hour strikes 10:15 p.m. tonight, something very shocking is standing at the threshold of your life. The angels know it. Michael knows it. Jesus knows it. Heaven itself has been watching you with a love so deep, and at the same time they have been fighting against the terrible shadows that have been circling around you. And now God says, tell my child, tell them before it is too late, because if they leave this, if they ignore this, they will cry so much that the tears will drown the joy that I had prepared for them. Archangel Michael is restless tonight. His sword is unsheathed, his wings trembling as though thunder itself were about to break, because he has seen what is coming near you. He has stood guard over you since the moment you were born. He has fought against enemies you never knew. He has carried away arrows meant to destroy you, but tonight he is shouting, open this, my beloved one, open this quickly before it is too late. And Jesus, the Son of God, is begging for you, not for nations, not for crowds, not for strangers, but for you alone. Can you imagine the King of Heaven lowering himself to plead, please, my beloved child, do not turn away from this. Please, take these words into your heart, because what is about to happen at 10:15 p.m. tonight is very serious, and if you do not listen, you will weep bitterly. The clock is ticking, and every second between now and that moment is filled with spiritual weight. The angels are whispering your name in heaven's courts. They are bringing your case before the Father. They are crying out, do not let this one be lost, do not let them fall into the trap that has been set. And God says, I will send my word as fire into their heart. I will make sure they hear it before it is too late. That is why you are here now, reading this, trembling perhaps, unsure, but unable to look away. Because God has destined this moment as your turning point, your warning, your rescue, your miracle, and your revelation. You must know the truth, darkness has planned something for you tonight. There are forces that have conspired in secret, whispers made in hidden places, agreements signed with shadows, and all of it pointing toward 10:15 p.m. tonight. This is not coincidence. This is not imagination. This is not something that could be brushed away with distraction. Michael says, this is very serious. Do not joke about it. Do not delay. Do not say you will come back later, because later will be too late. Jesus is begging for you, only you, because you are chosen. Many may read this, but only you will feel the trembling in your spirit. Only you will sense that this message has your name written upon it. Only you will understand that heaven is reaching down with fire and urgency. Because heaven has seen your nights of loneliness, your days of confusion, your silent questions where you wondered if God had forgotten you, if He really loved you, if He really cared enough to move in your life. And now, at the moment when you least expected, Jesus Himself bends close and whispers, "My child, I never left you. I have always been near. But now you must not turn away. You must not close your eyes. This is the hour when everything can change." God says, there is bad news prepared against you, but there is greater news waiting to cover it. The enemy has written your name in a dark ledger, but God has written your name in the Lamb's book of life. The enemy has marked tonight at 10:15 p.m. as a night of sorrow for you, but God has marked it as the hour of exposure, the hour of revelation, the hour when you finally see what has been hidden, and when you finally step into the protection that was always yours. But the condition is this: you cannot ignore it. If you walk away, if you treat this as nothing, you will cry so much later, because you will realize that you were warned, that you were begged, that you were loved enough for heaven itself to speak, and yet you chose not to open your heart. Michael is not calm tonight. His voice is like thunder. He says, "Child of God, I am begging you with the authority of heaven, do not delay. The demons that circle you are not playing games. They are waiting for 10:15. They are waiting for a door to be left open, for you to be distracted, for you to be careless. They want to strike when the clock touches that hour. But if you cling to this message, if you cling to Jesus, if you lift your heart even now and say, 'Lord, I believe, Lord, I trust, Lord, protect me,' then everything the enemy planned will collapse in front of them. They will fall into the pit they dug for you. They will choke on the trap they designed for you. This is why Jesus is begging for you. This is why His eyes are wet with tears for you. Because He sees not only the attack, but also the miracle prepared behind it. He sees the inheritance with your name on it. He sees the door of abundance that is about to open for you. He sees the relationship that is meant to restore your heart. He sees the wealth, the healing, the freedom that has been delayed for too long. He sees the laughter waiting to return to your life. And He knows that if you ignore this moment, if you treat it lightly, you will miss the turning point and your tears will overflow instead of your blessings. The angels are crying your name right now. Michael is shaking the heavens with his cry. Jesus is begging. The Father is declaring, and the Spirit is whispering into your very soul, do not let go of this. Do not walk away. This is the message you were born to see. This is the moment you were meant to encounter. Tonight, at 15 p.m. The heavens will watch closely to see if you are ready, if you are awake, if you are holding on. And God says, if you listen, you will be safe. If you trust, you will be lifted. If you pray, you will be covered. If you open, you will be delivered. God says, my beloved child, tonight the heavens tremble with urgency, and I am reaching into your soul with a message that cannot wait. Your angel Michael is standing before my throne, his sword pressed to the earth, his voice breaking with tears because of what he sees unfolding in your life. Jesus, my son, the Savior who shed his blood for you, is not silent. He is on his knees before me, begging, pleading, crying for you. This is not like before when messages came gently. No, this is an alert. This is serious, and it is about you alone. I speak with fire tonight because something very dark was scheduled against you, and the clock is ticking toward the appointed hour. Tonight, at 10:15 p.m., a shadow will attempt to touch what belongs to me, and if you close your eyes to this, you will not only regret it but you will cry so deeply that even the angels will weep with you. My child, do not think this is a coincidence. You are drawn here now because time is short, and your name is spoken in the chambers of both light and darkness. Heaven knows you, and hell knows you. Tonight is not like every night. Tonight a choice is being measured, and Jesus himself is begging for you. He does not beg lightly, for he has all authority, yet his love for you makes him bend low, asking me, Father, do not let them miss this, not this time, not when the storm is so near. Archangel Michael has been shouting your name at the gates of heaven, saying, if they ignore this, what is coming will shake their very soul. And I, the Lord your God, am speaking now so that you cannot say you were not warned. My child, the very air around you has been whispering strange things. Perhaps you felt uneasy last night, perhaps you woke up at unusual hours, perhaps your dreams carried faces you could not recognize, or you felt a pressure in your chest you could not explain. These were not accidents. They were signs that the veil is thinner right now, that something is trying to pass through. But I would not leave you defenseless. That is why Michael is on high alert, why Jesus is interceding, why I am pressing this into your heart with urgency. At 10:15 p.m. tonight, there is a movement planned against you. A shadow of bad news, a piece of information, a revelation, or an action designed to break you and cause rivers of tears. If you turn away, if you walk away from this moment, you will face it alone, and I, your God, do not want to see you in that agony. This is not written for many. This is for you. Do not doubt it. I see your heart trembling now, wondering if perhaps this is exaggeration, if perhaps it is just another word. But no, child, this is different. Can you not feel the trembling inside of you as you read this? That is my spirit testifying. Michael is leaning close, he is whispering, please do not ignore. Please do not delay. Please do not say tomorrow. Tonight is the night. The message is here. Jesus says to you, beloved, I am begging you not to dismiss this. I shed my blood for you, but I will not force your choice. I am standing between you and the arrows of hell, but you must take my hand. Do not turn away now. Do not allow the enemy to celebrate. You are the reason I died, and you are the reason I am crying to the Father right now. I do not want you to cry tonight. I want you safe in my arms. My child, the reason this message feels like fire is because time is not on your side. The enemy has already written your name into his plans for this night. A group of voices has already spoken words of harm, and their whispers echo into the spiritual realm. They believe they have secured a victory against you. They believe that tonight at 10:15, they will watch you collapse under the weight of bad news. But what they forgot is that you belong to me, and when I send a warning, I also send a way of escape. That is why I am telling you. If you hold on to this word, if you trust and pray, if you align your heart with mine now, the arrow will not pierce you. It may fly, but Michael will cut it down with his sword before it reaches your heart. Do not laugh this off. Do not say, I will be fine without it. That is what the enemy wants you to think. That is how he lulls souls into traps. But I am too loud tonight to let you fall asleep in complacency. You know what it feels like when something inside you screams, pay attention. That is me, your God. You know what it feels like when tears rise up without explanation. That is my spirit mourning the possibility that you might miss this. The love of child, let me tell you what Michael sees. He sees doors. He sees two paths opening at once, one leading to blessing and protection, the other leading to heartbreak and endless tears. He sees that your free will is the key that unlocks one of them. He has been trying to place his hand on yours to guide you toward the right door, but only you can step through. That is why he cries, because angels cannot force you, they can only warn, only guide, only stand ready if you say yes. Michael's voice is shaking now. He says, Father, they don't realize how close the danger is. They think they have time, but they don't. The trap is set. The news is moving. The moment is aligned. If they don't open this now, God says, this is not by accident, not by coincidence, not by chance, but by divine arrangement that you are reading these words right now. God says, this moment has been written before time began. He says, I have seen your sleepless nights, your troubled heart, your silent tears that no one else noticed. I have seen the battles you fought in silence, the storms that raged in your mind, and the questions that weighed heavily on your heart. God says, tonight is not an ordinary night, for heaven itself has turned its attention toward you, and Archangel Michael is sounding the alarm with urgency. He says, listen carefully, because what is being revealed to you is not for everyone, it is for you alone. Michael says, this is very serious, do not take these words lightly. He says, you may have ignored many signs in the past, but tonight you cannot afford to dismiss this. Jesus himself is pleading for your soul, for your destiny, for your protection. Michael says, there is something moving against you, a very bad news that has been set in motion, and it is time to strike at 10:15 p.m. Heaven is not telling you this to make you afraid but to prepare you, to strengthen you, and to call you into alignment with God's shield of protection. If you turn away from this message, if you brush it off as just words, you will later regret the moment you closed your heart. God says, only you were chosen to see this warning, because only you have the authority and prayer to break this attack before it touches your life. God says, "My child, I am with you. Do not be afraid of the terror of the night, do not fear the whispers of destruction, because I am your covering." But I need you to listen, I need you to take this seriously. Archangel Michael has been interceding for you. He has been battling unseen forces that wanted to close your path, forces that wanted to steal what I prepared for you. He says, there is someone plotting to bring confusion to your life, someone who does not want you to step into your breakthrough. And the timing of their plan was set against you tonight, but God says, it will not stand if you trust me and hold on to prayer. Jesus is begging for you because his love for you is deeper than you understand. He is not begging out of weakness, he is begging out of love, saying, Father, spare them, protect them, don't let their destiny be delayed. God says, you must realize how valuable you are to heaven. The enemy has been fighting you so hard not because you are weak, but because you carry a light, you carry a divine purpose, you carry an inheritance that will bless others. That is why the devil wanted you to feel forgotten, abandoned, broken, and hopeless. But God says, tonight marks a turning point, but only if you do not let this message pass you by. God says, at 10:15 p.m. something will be decided in the spirit concerning you. You will either walk into the trap the enemy set, or you will rise above it with my help. That is why this urgent word has been sent ahead of time. Heaven is not late, heaven is right on time. God says, open your heart, fall on your knees, whisper my name, call upon me with faith, and I will step in. Archangel Michael will stand at your side, his sword drawn, his shield raised, and no evil report will prevail against you. God says, my child, do not be afraid of bad news, do not tremble at the threats of man, for I, the Lord your God, hold your times in my hand. But you must believe, you must not doubt, you must not walk away. For if you ignore this, tears will follow. Not because I do not love you, but because you walked away from the lifeline I extended. That is why this warning is clothed with urgency, why Michael is crying out so loudly, why Jesus is interceding for you. Heaven is doing everything possible to ensure you are covered. Now the choice is yours. God says, I have dispatched angels to surround you tonight. They are already moving, clearing the path, blocking every arrow, and silencing the voices of destruction. But your prayer is the key that locks the door. If you trust me, if you lift up your heart, if you do not give in to fear, then no weapon formed against you will prosper. At the very hour when others expect to see you fall, they will see you rise. At the very moment when evil news was planned, good news will break forth. Archangel Michael says, take this message like fire in your bones. Don't delay. Don't ignore. Don't think tomorrow is the time. Tonight is the time, this hour is the hour, and your obedience is the key that unlocks your safety. He says, the enemy is hoping you will laugh it off, hoping you will scroll past, hoping you will pretend this is not for you. But heaven says, only you were chosen for this moment. Only you were handpicked to hear this warning. That is why you must guard it and respond to it. God says, I am not only warning you, I am also preparing to bless you. The bad news that was meant to strike will turn into the announcement of your breakthrough if you stay under my covering. The hand that was stretched out against you will be stopped, and the very thing meant to harm you will push you into the season of victory. God says, "Trust me, I will not fail you. You are safe in my hands. You are shielded by my love. You are surrounded by angels. You are covered by the blood of my Son, Jesus. The enemy may roar, but he cannot touch you if you stay with me." God says, "I am speaking directly to your heart now. Do not be afraid, but do not be careless." It is a night of decision, and heaven has already chosen to fight for you. Therefore, pray, believe, and hold on to me. For at 10:15 p.m., what was planned against you will collapse, and what was meant for your harm will be turned into your testimony. You will not cry tears of sorrow, but tears of joy. You will see that I am the Lord who never leaves nor forsakes. God says, "You are safe, my child, but you must trust, you must pray, you must believe. I am with you always, even until the end. Everything will go wrong with you, because I am your God." God says, urgent message only for you. God says, listen with all of your heart, because this moment is not ordinary. It is wrapped in divine timing, and heaven has chosen to break the silence right now. King Joel Michael speaks with a trembling voice, a fire of urgency in his spirit. He says this is very serious. He is not speaking out of routine. He is not speaking out of casual concern. He is speaking because something has been shown in heaven's chambers that directly concerns your soul. Jesus is not distant from you in this moment. He is bending down toward you. He is pleading, begging, not because he is weak, but because his love for you is so powerful that he will do everything to rescue you before it is too late. Tonight, heaven has marked the hour. At 10:15 p.m., there is a spiritual wave that is about to move across your life. It is not something you can take lightly. The angels see what your natural eyes cannot. They see the traps, the snares, the whispers of the enemy, and the shadows that have been circling you. God says, if you ignore this, your heart will ache with tears you never thought you would cry. But if you lean into this message, if you open yourself now, if you embrace the warning and the promise, the tears that were meant to destroy you will be turned into tears of joy. Do not doubt that heaven is aligned around you right now. You may feel like you are alone in your room, or in your thoughts, or in your struggles, but God says you are surrounded. Archangel Michael stands with his sword drawn. He has been weeping because of how often you dismiss the signs, how often you say, later, when heaven is shouting now. It is not like every other night. Tonight carries a weight in the spirit. At 10:15 p.m., something is scheduled to unfold. God's mercy is giving you this alert so you will not be blindsided. Jesus is interceding for you, pleading as he did in the Garden of Gethsemane with sweat like drops of blood because he sees what you cannot see. He sees the enemy's attempt to release sorrow into your night. He sees the plans designed to weaken your heart. He sees the grief that was assigned to break you down. But he is standing in between, crying out to the Father, saying, spare them, cover them, protect them. And the Father has answered by releasing this word to you. You may wonder why heaven uses such urgent language, Why Michael speaks with tears and why Jesus begs with passion. It is because your life is more precious than you know. Your destiny carries more weight than you imagine. There are forces that want to stop you because they know that once you walk into the fullness of God's plan, nothing will be able to stop you. But you cannot afford to be distracted, to ignore, to delay. Tonight carries significance. Heaven wants you awake in the Spirit. God says, remember this, you are not abandoned, you are not forgotten, you are not wandering without the shepherd. He is your refuge and your strength. Even though the bad news was meant to fall on you at 10:15 p.m., God is able to intercept it, transform it, and turn it into breakthrough. The devil announces bad news, but God overrides it with his good news. What was meant to harm you, he will use for your good, but only if you respond, only if you trust, only if you lean in and open yourself fully. King Joel Michael says, this is serious, and you must not laugh at this, you must not say, I'll check later. Every second between now and that hour is important. The angels are arranging protection, but your faith is the key that unlocks the shield. Your prayers are the breath that strengthens heaven's guard around you. If you remain cold, indifferent, careless, you will feel the sting of what was said against you. But if you cry out, if you believe, if you surrender to God fully right now, the sting will not touch you. The enemy will watch his plans collapse at your feet, and you will rise instead of fall. Jesus begs because he knows your heart, he knows your weakness,